welcome to Passive Wealth Investments portfolio update. This is update number 8. It's been a minute. Um, I've been doing some reflecting, and I decided to go in another direction with this portfolio. Granted, we still have goals and metrics we have to hit, but I decided that for this portfolio, instead of after just hitting a goal and stopping, I'm just going to keep contributing forever. All right. So, what were the changes? Well, the changes for this portfolio was instead of having individual stock investments, I decided to just split it up into three separate funds, right? One fund is for global investments so we can be diversified for everything that's going on in the investment field. And then the other investment is just basically the S&P. And then the third investment is just real estate for the cash flow. So it's still going to be the $10 a week contribution, but the content is going to be mainly focused on what's going on in the market, and you can see the progress. You can get a one-to-one update of what's going on. Right. So previously we was talking about the launch of SpaceX, right? And SpaceX did exactly what we all thought it was going to do. All right. It was going to shoot up, sell off, trade sideways for a bit, and that's currently where we're at. Right. So in terms of SpaceX, and the reason that we're talking about SpaceX is because it was one of the biggest IPOs ever, right? Now, when I was younger, right, I invested into Tesla early on, right, before anybody believed in Tesla. But instead of holding those Tesla shares, I sold them and bought a house, right? But what I did was I went and did the math. If I held those Tesla shares, they would be worth 300K today. And the house did return a pretty good investment, but it was a third of what the Tesla shares were worth, right? So the reason why I'm saying this is if I can hold something like SpaceX in a different portfolio over a long period of time, I may get another shot at a Tesla boom, right? In terms of like the humanitarian value of SpaceX, I'm not for SpaceX, but in terms of what it can bring in ROI wise, return on investment wise, the potential, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, right? Like I was saying previously, the ability to have internet in the middle of the desert and have that on a subscription service as a cash printing model is genius. I'm not going to talk about the other things that I don't agree with, but I can talk about what I agree with and how profitable that is, right? So, SpaceX is going to get introduced into one of the what I think is the Nasdaq, one of them funds, the Nasdaq or the S&P, soon. So pretty soon, like people with 401ks and stuff like that, they're going to be forced to buy SpaceX. So it's going to have another spike, right? So we're watching that. But what would I like to see? I would like to see SpaceX drop down to like $70, and I can scoop up a bunch of shares in a separate account and just never look at it and try to recreate what I missed with Tesla. If I'm able to do that, that's incredible, you know. But fun wise, let's just take a look at how we've been performing so far. This is the real estate section. So, what I like about Realty Income is all of their properties are not in America, right? They have properties in other countries, so they're getting other forms of currency. So even though royalty income is like a company and not an ETF, it's still diversification. They're receiving foreign currencies, USD. Like royalty income is good. The day that royalty income stops paying a dividend, you know something's really, really, really wrong in the world. So that's why I can always bet on royalty income. So in terms of the global investment fund, we got VT, Vanguard Total World Stock Market, right? So if I can have a little piece of everything, that's okay with me. I don't have to have the whole thing, right? Um, and here's the classic S&P ETF, right? The one that everybody has. So there's no magic happening here, right? Like I said with this portfolio, it's basically a lifetime portfolio. Even if I hit retirement age, I'm still going to contribute to it and never sell, right? If I stop making videos when I hit the 10K mark, just know that I'm still contributing, right? We're going to be on to another project. The reason why I like starting from scratch is I can walk you through my mindset as I build this up, right? So that's the update that we have for this week. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. Like I said, the videos will only get better. Have a great day.